It is, of course, as a general matter, always better to do less harm than more, once we have decided to inflict harm. If we are going to eat an animal who has been tortured, I suppose that it's, quote, better, end quote, to eat the one who has been tortured less. But putting aside the question whether, quote, humanely, end quote, raised non-humans are really tortured less than others, there is a big difference between the position that less suffering is better than more suffering, and the position that causing less suffering makes an action morally acceptable. The notion that the animal movement actively and explicitly promotes the latter position, that doing less harm is a morally acceptable solution to the problem of animal exploitation, is deeply troubling. If X is going to rape Y, it is, quote, better, end quote, that he not beat Y as well. It would, however, be morally repugnant to maintain that we can be, quote, conscientious rapists, end quote, by ensuring that we not beat rape victims. Similarly, it is disturbing that animal advocates are promoting the notion that we can be morally, quote, conscientious omnivores, end quote, if we eat the supposedly, quote, humanely, end quote, produced animal products sold by, quote, ethically responsible, end quote, purveyors of suffering and death. Not only is such a position in conflict with the notion that non-humans have moral significance, but it strongly encourages people to see continued consumption as a morally acceptable alternative to adopting a vegan lifestyle. Moreover, many of the animal organizations portray veganism as involving a difficult lifestyle that requires considerable self-sacrifice and is only for the, quote, hardcore, end quote, advocate. I became a vegan 24 years ago. It was not particularly difficult back then, but it is absolutely absurd to characterize it as difficult today. It is easy to be a vegan. Sure, you are more limited in your restaurant choices, particularly if you do not live in or near a large city. But if this inconvenience is significant to you and keeping you from being vegan, then you probably were not serious about the issue anyway. The animal movement will never have even a hope of shifting the paradigm of speciesist hierarchy as long as it is not absolutely clear, as a baseline principle, that it is morally wrong to consume meat, fish, dairy, eggs, or any other products made from animals. If, in the late 1980s, when the animal advocacy community in the United States decided very deliberately to pursue a welfarist agenda, a substantial portion of movement resources had been invested in vegan education and abolitionist education, there would likely be hundreds of thousands more vegans than there are today. This is a very conservative estimate given the hundreds of millions of dollars that have been expended by animal advocacy groups to promote welfarist legislation and initiatives. I maintain that having the increased number of vegans would reduce suffering more by decreasing demand for animal products than have all the welfarist, quote, successes, end quote, put together and multiplied tenfold. Increasing the number of vegans would also help to build a political and economic base required for the social change that is a necessary predicate for significant legal change. Given limited time and limited financial resources, it is not clear how anyone who seeks abolition as a long-term goal, or who at least accepts that the property status of animals is a most serious impediment to any significant change and must at least be radically modified, could believe that expansion of traditional animal welfare is a rational and efficient choice, putting aside any considerations about inconsistencies in moral theory. Assume that tomorrow you have 2 hours to spend on animal advocacy. You cannot do everything. You must choose. There is no doubt in my mind that 2 hours of your time spent on passing out literature about veganism is, in a number of ways, a much better use of your time than 2 hours of your time campaigning for bigger battery cages or for more, quote, humane, end quote, forms of animal slavery. In sum, just as someone who says that human slavery is wrong, but who continues to own slaves is not really an abolitionist with respect to human slavery. Someone who says that animal slavery is wrong, but who does not embrace veganism as a way of life, is not really an abolitionist with respect to animal slavery. Let those of us who accept the abolitionist approach be clear and unequivocal and promote veganism in our words and actions. Thanks for listening. You can find Professor Francione's blog at abolitionistapproach.com and join our page on Facebook for all things abolitionist vegan. That's facebook.com/livevegan. As Professor Francione has stated, The choice is not between animal welfare or nothing. The choice is between perpetrating the property paradigm or rejecting it. And remember, go vegan. It's easy, it's better for you and for the planet, and most importantly, it's the morally right thing to do. Till next time, bye for now.